Rödge. The legendary Ice Peak Lodge.
Allow
The
me to
Lodge.
remind you that an epidemic of unknown origin has already eradicated a few genuinely distinctive towns in the northern part of the country. The cause and circumstances of these tragic events remain uncertain.
Some food given
There is a lot that we cannot explain yet. It appears as though the plague has a mind of its own, as if it is driven by some irrepressible will. Why else has no one managed to fight it successfully? Why does it target the most precious aspects of our existence? The sand plague picks its victims fastidiously, and the same principle always draws it back to whoever tries to oppose it. Surprisingly, we've yet to hear a single word from the powers that be.
And the internal notes. Some energy to charge them. For the shows later. Let's see what I can say. The UI is actually kept there. That will be not very good, huh? That will be good then. Hey Romanello. For real this game? Why not? Why not? I'm just joking and debating, man. I'm gonna switch it on install right now. Time playing it? Yep. It is, Better contain yourself with the backseating then, as usual. It's a Marvel Rivals Classic HD, dude. I'll get to that new one later.
So, it's all about trickery to you? Wherever have you come from?
No. I detest trickery. But if we ourselves are to suffer deception, our hands are no longer tied. Where are we?
Well, the muscular contraction is there. Means you're already inside of him. This must be one of the ventricles, right here.
What a silly place. It's stuffed. So it's not real for now? I don't think it has started yet.
Does it matter what it's made of? It's definitely struggling. We need to perform Sectio Transversalis. Cut the wall. There's no other way out. What else is there to do?
I know what to do. Those who favor hard logic and direct action are bound to be misguided. Only a miracle can set us free without us having to destroy something. And I can do miracles. Just let me.
Will you please be quiet? You're a liar and a thief. Who is going to believe you when you keep lying to yourself? The truth is my shepherd. Whatever happens, I will find answers.
Pause it here. We can actually. Well, subtitles should be there though, no? They didn't get them in the remaster. Never lucky, dude.
Justice will be restored. I will perform the operation. Medica morbo adhibe.
Don't you go all bossy on me, clever clogs. You will act justly, but your justice will blind you and become his demise. This calls for the gentle hand of a surgeon. Step aside, both of you.
Your gentle hands are used to killing, not giving life. You will inevitably do harm. As for Brainy, he has no regard for casualties at all. Neither of you knows compassion.
Yes, it seems unlikely that we'll get along well, but there's only one truth.
Any choice is right as long as it's willed. That's the truth of the matter.
Only the heart will show you the right choice. Stop thinking about yourselves. Think of the sick. He's in
Her
pain.
animations are slow,
I
yeah?
can't see it yet, but I can feel it.
It's not even a trap. It's a grave. Subipsum funis sumus. Can't say I hold a soft spot for it.
I can see that. You're full of hate. Stuffed or not, it's breathing.
Get it louder. Well, I put the there'll be not that much voice and going later.
I can hear it. It can be healed rather than killed.
You won't become a killer? But you will. Mark my word, that's exactly what will happen. But I can avoid it.
No, we won't ever get along. I suggest we be on our way. The sooner the better.
Off we go then?
Let's go. The clock is ticking.
And they will go. The lights off. And this round we do the pick. I see. So humanity witnessed a number of catastrophic catastrophes, have demonstrated without a shadow of doubt that pettiness of human achievement and the triumph of the invincible evil. Outbreaks of infections, diseases that have from time to time wiped the towns and cities of the map are undoubtedly among those. Who is smart and virtuous, the people caught up in these destructive events have repeatedly come to the conclusion that it's no use trying to find these circumstances. The best you can do is bite the bullet and cope with your losses. The story of a person who has managed to work a miracle and defeat a seemingly unvanquishable foe. I think this is not the remake. I mean, it's a remaster. It's the remaster already. Can play the OG, can play the other things. Not to mention the other things are different. And the other ones are a bit different, were in name. We'll get to those later. And there is also kind of like 3 playthroughs, right? So in the next ones, we're gonna get already other playthroughs. Finish the food here. Well, yeah, true. Classic is also boomerang feeding. New stuff a bit less. 2 and the 3 is coming out? Well, probably. Probably. I'm not sure when exactly. We'll see. But you'll see. But I plan to. The thing is, like, the Pathologic 2 is like one of those playthroughs, right? Pathologic 3 will be another one of those playthroughs. And I guess there's still gonna be 4 then. A wheel there. By that logic, at least. Alright, consume some food here there. They call upon the Benku, the faithful of a warden kin, known by their hands, for they are butchers, known by their eyes, for they are surgeons. They who follow the lines, they who are the leaders of the kin, they who speak to Ulurgs, they who know the secret art of haruspice. What is a haruspix? Reading the future in the entrails. Know that the body bears semblance to the universe. A scalpel follows the lines of the body. Steps follow the lines of his skin's fortune. Haruspix that can tell a true line from a false one is entrusted with power. Haruspix who is confused by his path gets buried into the deep black flash of the earth. Story of a person who has avoided the contradiction, eager to rip a doomed life apart, and masterfully fulfilling his true purpose in the process. A changeling. I see. Character only unlocked once he finished the Bachelor's Haruspix storyline. I see. So, but this one, maybe not even gonna be in 4 then. Maybe they'll do something dank with this one. Since they need to unlock it. I managed to work a miracle and defeat a seemingly unvanquishable foe. Contradiction, eager to rip a doomed life apart. Well, let's start with some 5 hidden.
Daniil Dankovsky, a Bachelor of Medicine, was brought here by circumstances most unfortunate. Dankovsky's life work, his theory challenging the existing notions of human mortality, is being harshly persecuted by the powers that be. Suddenly, a letter arrives from a colleague suggesting that there is previous undiscovered evidence which may support Dankovsky's claims. There is a settlement, the letter says, ruled by an extraordinary man who may well be seen as objective proof of Dankovsky's daring hypothesis. Grasping at straws of hope, Dankovsky decides to follow what he believes to be the sign of divine providence. Without further ado, he sets off for the settlement. Late at night, Bachelor arrives in the town. As he seeks room and board, he gets to know a girl called Eva Jan and stays at her place till dawn.
Dankovsky. Some guy from the Mage Guild there. Quite the outfit there. As of today, mission remains obscure. An examination of Sibun Kane, who is rumored to be a man of incredible longevity, may shake the very foundation of modern thanatology and challenge the existing notions of death itself. However, even if this undying Leviathan proves to be more than a fairy tale, the mere confirmation of his existence won't suffice to prevent the powers that be from shutting our laboratory down. And to figure out the most fruitful approach. Simon is a well-respected man, and if he mistakes my interest for effrontery, it would be nigh impossible to convince him to help me break new ground in the field of human vitality. He gets the money, hello. And the Unleashed Bachelor finds himself battling a truly unvanquishable foe. We interrupt with things, we can. Yes, we'll be running and interacting with things a bunch. Yeah, this scalpel, 50% durability, yeah? And the money there. How did that even open right there? I like the stuff we can store, I guess, and... Okay, I see. A bit of a storage, yeah? That's the rest. Health, immunity, hunger, exhaustion, infection. See what do I say? Are you on the grind there? The grind. Still readable on 1080. Yeah, I mean, looks kind of alrighty, I guess. It doesn't look too bad, huh? And that's her. That's where we're staying then.
I had a feeling you would come.
Damn, son. Alright. Since from the outside wake you up too, I was terrible groan, and then something snapped loudly. What sounds you talking about? The strangers in the backyard by the pond dam. Unlikely to be a planned mischief, but I have a bad feeling about this. Afraid that you go out to them. Hope they go away soon and stop disturbing our sleep. Alright, sure. I don't want to have some space for the items and stuff. I see, alright. See what do I say, huh? I'm multitasking the path of exile in there. And welcome back, Huxer. Campaign just too long, I see, huh? I think they aren't planning anything foul. Population's so thin, crime is basically non-existent, especially here in the Stone Yard. Sometimes there are pranks, of course. Fights happen occasionally. People are young here, so they often go out at night. It was a tight community, and now I hear a familiar speech that's not a good sound. Go on and take a look at him in a hurry and must see this founding father of yours. Willing to trade the company of a fascinating woman for that of a dreadful old man, even if he's a sorcerer. That's so sad. Simon won't go anywhere. He's has always been, he always will be, even if the moon were to fall to the ground. Stay with me a little longer. And even imagine the hospitality here. I was waiting for me. Glory's the messenger riding ahead of the man, a celebrity from the capital, Bachelor Dainkovsky, the founder of Thanatica. Man who challenges death. Of course we've heard about you. Glory undeserved yet. Now your ruler will give me a chance to live up to the expectations. That's the enemy you've chosen for yourself, isn't it hard? Don't think anyone has managed to defeat that evil yet. The doctors defeated it on certain singular occasions. The enemy is more fearsome. It is death itself rather than a singular case of death. Enemy's inevitability and challenging the forces of nature. Don't understand. Barely understand myself. Could death only seem inevitable to us, but in reality be nothing more than a whim of the will that had shaped this world? And that is the question. That is the key to my victory. Hey, always hello. A day of too much work. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. Hey, Blakey. Off the head, yeah. That's the insane hair there. The head just disappears. It's not far. The Canes live at the Crucible on Bridge Square. But could I please offer you a piece of advice? Sure. Simon has two younger brothers. The eldest of the two, Georgi, is called the Judge by the locals. Visit him first. He's asleep. He'll teach you how to speak with Simon. The youngest of the three is Victor. His daughter Maria also wanted to see you. Probably important. Is it she who knew about my arrival beforehand? Yes, she told me about it privately. Talking to her is no simple task. Maria is that kind of person. Puts on airs, but that's just how the Canes are. As Maria told me that she would help you defeat death, that's the precise wording. What a coincidence. Go and I'll prepare everything for your return. Do come back after you speak to the Canes. I'll probably do a lot of things that will puzzle you and put you on guard. Have some advice that may be of help to you if you need it. Alright, sure. There we go. Okay, Mysterious Maria. Simon Kane. Alright, so we here then. Right, and where was the... Oh, the Georgi then. Yeah, there's only Maria, I see. Do we need to like get the... Or the other quest activated for that or something? No, I don't think so. The German urge to complain. What is this game? It's a dang game. Can't really tell you much more myself about it, to be honest. Not yet, at least. Not yet, at least. Well, right now I don't get why we didn't get the... bunch of stuff here. And where is the guy that we need? I guess we maybe can check like this. Victor Kane. Maria Kane. Can we find the other guy then? No, theater. Well, unless the guy is in one of those two. Okay, the mansion. Okay, okay. Mansion of Georgi Kane. Alright. Crucible. Okay, let's see. So they all live in the same one. But we go to his brother first. Alright, let's see. It's an interesting mirror you have there, lady.
Feel how rapid my heartbeat is.
Not exactly. And the arts. Top. Venerable Bachelor, please be so kind as to linger for a minute. A conversation won't take too much of your time, especially since time stops during dialogues. Well, it's during the important ones, and now dialogue is extremely important. Need to know how to play after all, don't you? True. Talking about Masked Man, neither a gambler nor an actor. Of course you aren't, a living and breathing man. It is evident from your conditions and statuses. You experience hunger, thirst, and fatigue, and suffer from pain, wounds, and diseases. You are so lifelike. Have to eat, drink, sleep, and rest, and to make mistakes. The latter being the most definitive proof of my human nature, don't you agree? If I may, I would like to point out just how important it is to keep an eye on your condition. If you get dizzy or unnaturally sluggish, do you have it checked up? The vital processes tend to run faster during emergencies than in everyday life. You're a person who died of stress but was diagnosed with starvation. Can testify to that as a doctor. To remind the wise men like you of the fact that a hunger is sated with food. Food can be found in shops, and shops can be found in ordinary houses that are marked with specific signs. Sleep, however, is more complicated. People only sleep in beds and only in private residences around here. I'm sorry, but that's just how our world is. Our world is unjust. You're quite silly, if you forgive me for saying so. Speaking of commerce, different shops sell similar items at different prices, and make sure you don't get cheated. People can be quite brazen around here. Can also barter with the folk out in the street. Some things may be nothing more than trinkets to you, but others would be willing to part with their life's blood for them. Blood? Yes, blood. Not my place to lecture you, but if following your Hippocratic oath, you ever consider easing someone's pain, feel free to just approach them with a suitable drug. I'll see their pain receding before your very eyes. The sick fall asleep when they're close to recovery, don't they? And they close to their ultimate rest. Still, helping the hopeless will grant you a good reputation. You'll be seen as a benefactor willing to part with the precious sleeping draught or a painkiller for a simple bystander. Not yet. Way to Simon's house. Turn left now, then walk along the alley. You will see a cathedral and 3 mansions across Bridge Square. Simon lives in the one that is closest to the river. No other advice, brother man? Holt, I'm going to have to teach you about technicalities of the setting, the time and the place. Not essential, but that's just how it is. The actor has to be prepared before he goes on stage, or else he'll fall down the aisle or stumble upon the prawn box. That would look mighty silly, wouldn't you agree? Who are you? An actor in a tragic mime show. That is unimportant. Will you listen to me or not? I'm listening. Time flies by. It can't be stopped or turned back. Nights follow days, which are then followed by nights. Things happen without any regard for whether you are there to witness them. Don't expect anyone to wait for you. Most events can be missed. And so it would make sense for you to visit the places that you care about regularly, and you'll find people that will play major roles in your fate there. They stand out from the common folk. The rest are just a crowd shot, a background, a bunch of extras. As it has always been, indeed. Still, it's best to avoid hasty judgment. It's a paradox, you see. Don't try to care too much for the lives of these bound to stand out people. And don't be too dismissive of the silent crowd. Both extremes will end in tragedy. This world cares for your reputation. A fine and crucial instrument. Your reputation changes the world, you see, for it is a mirror. Wouldn't you agree? So a bad reputation can get you into a lot of trouble. For example, well, need I describe? Got vivid imagination. Everything changes from mystical aspects to mundane things like the people you need treating you badly. How many enemies you've got, how high the prices rise, how bad your dreams are, lots of things. Now, the maintain reputation? Really, how is that even a question? Same as anywhere. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not lie, thou shalt not betray. Do not steal, do not covet, do not be an asshole, do not get caught. The rules are the same everywhere. A truly selfless deed, like risking something for thy neighbor or even a person who lives quite far away, can help in a dire situation. Really good for you then. As for me, I can't see anything in this mask. I have no idea what's going on. Anyway, don't get too worked up about human lives. And don't put too much stock into another's words, mine included. He who trusts everyone is asking to be deceived. He who trusts no one is deluded. Know that from experience. Damn, son. Dropping them truths. Doggies. And just some trash here. A razor, and the empty bottles, Time to get the easy loot. Living the life already. The needle. I'll buy you there. Mon, let's see what I can do for you. Should be nice if you help me learn how to get around your town. More than one town here. The first one is called the Bull Project. The second one, the offspring of the project, is the districts. I mean, the residential part itself. So long ago, the town also dropped anchor across the river, but I wouldn't go so far as to call that part a district too. Just the polyhedron. It's inside that polyhedron. Nothing really. Children like to play there, I guess, and they say it's perfectly empty. Bare as a palm of your hand. What could there be inside such a monstrosity? I find it unbelievable that it's still standing at all. Never let my children enter the damn thing, ever. Never been there yourself? Kids don't like it when grown-ups try to visit them in the polyhedron. I don't like there's anything special in there. Why would anyone even want to climb that thing? Call your town the districts? Sort of came up to be that way. The Gullet and the Guzzle, the Gorkhon's tributaries, divide the town into 3 parts. Each of them consists of many separate courtyards, so maybe that's the reason. Those parts, the lower part adjacent to the abattoir is called the Earth. The one between the Gullet and the Guzzle we call the Knots, and the triangular promontory between the Guzzle and the Gorkhon is the Stoneyard. Intricate. Stoneyard consists of 2 districts, the Bridge Square and the Atrium. Plus the Mistress's Tombs, of course, even has 4 residential districts, the Skinner, the Tanners, the Hindquarters, and Crude Sprawl in the middle. Something wrong, huh? Just not sure you need any of this. The knots have 7 districts, the spleen, the marrow, the chine, the backbone, the mouth, the flank, the gut. Don't suppose I need to go into further details. Surely the Canes will show you around. They're expecting you after all. You're much obliged, eh? Give us a whole bunch of info. I remember all the names there. Okay, it's the pharmacy there. Yeah, that's the cathedral. You be who? Yeah, they there. Okay, that's the mansions we need there, alright. the entrance to the central one, I wonder. That's the main one. Well, actually, start with this one maybe then. There, and then we need Grigori there. A bunch of swords all over the place.
Oh, Mother. Why can't you be here with us?
Some adventure rather than a doctor. That you know me. So you did dream. Flatter yourself. Desires have nothing to do with that. Simply saw you take a soul by the throat. You see in that dream. Tell you when I think I can trust you. That happens soon.
The Saburovs' wait is over. They've always wanted an heir.
I'll tell you, Bachelor Denkovsky, but I dare not until you meet my uncle Georgi. Otherwise, he'll rip my tongue out for disclosing a secret. Strict morals your family has, much more sense than you may think. This is not a game, is it? For all that is holy, do speak to my uncle and then come back to me. Otherwise, excruciating anticipation will tear my heart to pieces. Not put your heart at stake, anyway. So we did need to go with him first. Come on, dude. That's what I kinda planned. The entrance was on the other side of this one. Not in here. The big flowers, eh? Actually... we need to get to Georgi first, not to the Simon there. I wonder if that him, eh?
I feel almost
Okay, good.
nothing.
It's Venerable Doctor, with great impatience that we have been expecting you. I need not delve into the minutiae of your business with us, since our family is well acquainted with your scholarly work. Also quite aware of the difficulties you are experiencing and well prepared to do our utmost to support you. Hurts me all the more to be the one to inform you that Simon, my consanguineous brother, the creator, keeper, and embodiment of all that surrounds us, has been murdered. Monka is... Who did it? That is what we want to find out with your help, Bachelor Denkovsky. What do you know? I was murdered last night under the strangest circumstances. For all the mystery surrounding his death, I'd rather eschew the notion that his departure was connected with whoever has visited Simon that evening. Visitor is a man of laudable rectitude and an old friend of our family. Witnesses to testify that he and Simon did nothing but converse. Died a natural death? Who was the visitor? Someone you know quite well. A man whom my brother saw last night was your colleague, Isidore Burach. Was he not the very person to advise you come here as well? Yes, Isidora has done more than he thinks, a lingering feeling that time itself is using uncontestable powers to further its own intentions. What do you think? Category is like type nature and fate deprive man of responsibility for what goes on around him. That's thought to avoid this worldview. No, I'm no fatalist. Not gonna be too much there. Could be that my mind is clouded by sorrow, but I cannot escape the feeling that your arrival was no coincidence. A choice was made before you, my dear doctor. Let us not blame a fate for it. Isidora wrote to you without making us aware. Took a risk that could have displeased our family. Speak the word fate with such disgust. Prefer the word time. The fatalistic sense of the notion, of course. Simon wasn't aware I would come. Even though they were uncertain of when you would arrive, my brother was looking forward to meeting you. Tragedy may have been a consequence of the actions he took in preparation for your arrival. Someone taken a powerful piece from the chessboard, and piece upon which your position here depended. Doubly regrettable that Simon was playing on your side. Queen knew of the blow and sacrificed itself for a pawn, but why? To grant you victory over death, was it not your ultimate aspiration? To help you, Simon seems to have played a very dangerous game with the fate itself. He went out of his way to provide you with the body of evidence. What did he do? No importance to me what exactly he did. Took another leap for the stars and paid a terrible price for it. I repeat, he was murdered. The subject of importance here is the identity of the murderer. Gone to rack and ruin. I wish I could take a vengeance upon the person who ripped the life from this man. You want to help us, Doctor? I find the murderer for us. Brother Victor, who is in the wing next door, would share some of his thoughts on the matter. Help us and the reward will not disappoint you. Too many coincidences. This murder can just as well be called the murder of Bachelor Dankovsky. I'll help you in every way I can. Got to get my act together. Suspect you're not aware these developments render my whole life work null and void. Convinced that if there is anyone at all that can help us solve this puzzle, then it is you. Mission calls for someone as astute and inventive as yourself. Isidora was an instrument of fate, and Simon's murder is a message that fate intended for you personally. Do not think I am inclined to blame you for that. I am not. Plan to look for the murderer. Take our own measures, and the only thing I expect from you is to be yourself. Do only what you think is required. Whatever you find out, whatever you do, whatever your day turns into, everything is a clue to the solution of this puzzle. I repeat, everything that is happening here is happening on your account. Fine with this course of action. Alright, so we go into ask Diana. Ask the lady to him. Obsessed with the idea of finding a murderer, and don't seem to be driven by rancor, but rather by the desire to uncover a mystery. Victor leaves, right here. Her first, maybe then. Set the visit after Grigori, so.
The caprice of our temper is even more whimsical than that of fortune.
Now listen closely. A time for collusion, secrets, and alliances has come. I'm going to ask something of you. Not used to that. I used to hold in the reins, but you are not harnessed, so it would be unacceptable to address you in this manner. And solace in the fact that my request will be welcome with you. If it's the style of your venture. Not really an adventure. Apologize if my words come across as mangled and silly. I'm truly not used to asking, but the nature of my request demands complete selfless humility. Just imagine me begging and kneeling. And believe me, I do feel that way. Need the kneel did you want to talk about? Today's death was the first, but it won't be the last. Simon opened the score of irreplaceable victims. Soon their number will multiply. I beg you to preserve the lives of several people when the lines of their fortune cross yours. If any of them dies, there will be a moment when you will be able to intervene, and know that for a fact. Oh, a division. I am clairvoyant. I will become a nocturnal queen soon, just like my beloved sorcerer's mother used to be. I mean, to take care of them. To turn back the wheel that is about to crush us. Yes, this is my last hope. Perhaps at least you are master of your fate. Even Simon cannot boast this title now. Well, let's see. Stay here for a day or two anyway. Do you reward me if in 10 days, in 10 days time, these people are still alive? Huh? We will meet at the capital. 10 days, Stay in day or two anyway. Good at separating in the interweaving lines of life, but my intuition is superb. I stay alert, Bachelor. Watch the condemned extend their hands toward you begging for your help. Will you deny it to them? Essential for your victory. Nothing happens. Doesn't matter. What destined to happen will happen. Can be whatever you want to be, but not a coward choosing to hear and know evil and run away from reality. I give you a list of those I know of. These people are bound to you. Bound, The tide spring of power within each of these people. Each of them can break the routine of human existence and become something greater. They're standing on the verge of their humanity, gazing into the realm where they could serve a different, higher purpose, without even knowing it. Moreover, they are bound to make the leap in one way or another. That's why we call them simply the bound. How is their fate bound to mine? A victory depends on them how? No, I'm not mistress yet. The future is not as clear to me as I would prefer, but I can feel the present, can already distinguish a dubious guess from the pulse of the precise knowledge devoid of words and images. These people are bound to you, the lives are connected. Wouldn't have asked you to take care of them otherwise. Clairvoyant is something, I mean, that's what she said. Yes, you haven't been told, have you? Didn't even cross my mind that someone may be unaware of my abilities. None here dares doubt them, for they are evident. Mistress of every ruling house possesses special abilities, learning to see the future and transform the present. Fact offers you words a different degree of authenticity. Comply with my request. Save the lives of the people I name you. Answer me before going back to Eva. It's truly within my power. I'll do my best to save their lives. Eva asked me to come back. I know Eva. She wants to safeguard you from my nocturnal intrigues, doesn't she? Tries to touch the mysteries of our family, to learn the game we are playing. I'll talk to her. Perhaps you two will manage to uncover some bits and pieces of the Kane's dark conspiracy against humanity. But you haven't given me an answer. What will it be? Hey, Pony, hello. How we doing? I'll do as you ask. I mean... Oh, we could try, sure. Whatever happens, these people must live, and their fates are bound to mine. They may well hold the keys to my victory in their hands. Georgi Kane, Victor Kane, Audrey Stamatin, Peter Stamatin, Aria Kane, Ivayan Mark Immortal, the son one and only. Them Giga working there. CSC. Sounds good though. Alright, so they need to leave then.
The wait is over. They've always wanted an heir.
Don't touch mundane reality, but we are driven by love. Love can be furious, funny, and blind. There's never a need to make excuses for it, is there? A terrifying battle is ahead of you. No one has ever told you about your fate. I'll be the first. You must know that I admire you in advance, regardless of the outcome. Fight a foe that few can defeat. Regardless of the outcome, I'll clash with your foe like a dragon slayer, but your weapon will turn against you. Striking at the heart, you will end up with your own flesh torn. Every drop of blood you squeeze out of that heart will turn into a gulp of yours. If your foe escapes you, penetrates you, or saddles you, you will hear a malicious laughter in your ears, and my crestfallen weeping. Love's best. Alright, sure.
There's more life in me that can be lived.
I see. Task for the day done. That's good though. Let's see, fine. Let's go to the different one. The next one. So I'll see if you had something around there. You do include. That guy's here now. Si potesse. Something in particular I feel the urge to warn you about, and you speak to the bound. Please choose your words carefully. Don't worry, you will easily be able to make out what kind of a person is standing before you, an observant man that you are. Use that skill when dealing with the bound. Some of them are indeed worth insulting, whereas others need to be treated with utmost respect. Before personal gain, each conversation will bring you a small profit, depending on the outcome, of course. Depending on the outcome, lying the author will have consequences, and you spread that rapidly around here. If you spoil your reputation in one place, you'll have to reap what you have sown in another. Store your good name in the south, and you'll receive a warmer welcome in the north. They will heed every word you say, and you'll be rewarded. By means of money, handful of money, it's not the dialogue theme, don't get me wrong, and never refuse to take small sums of money from the bound. That would not belittle you in any fashion, but would rather demonstrate that you appreciate the local customs. Symbolic Godspeed. The heftier the sum, the better your luck is supposed to become. Conversations get more profitable as your reputation goes up, esteemed Bachelor. Damn, son. Getting paid for dialogue. Poog. Town is small and not unexceptional, isn't it? But there are all kinds of people here. Simple folk and the more remarkable ones. Former will tell you more than they know. The latter know way more than they're ever going to let out. Keep a close eye on them. Victory depends on it. These remarkable people. But when is something of them, easily distinguished by their lodgings or their presence. Called many names, the bound, the fated, the adherents, the gobus, the glur, and the town circle. Some prefer their company to any other. Why? It's they that will decide the fate of this town. Don't be distracted by the fact that some of them look insignificant or disreputable. They will earn their worth, you just give them time. They're the most important joints of the town. Each day one of them will try death by the tooth. Each will put their life at risk. And each one that dies is important. Some of them may take the keys to victory to the grave. Mind that the keys are yours while the grave is theirs. Others will do the opposite. Don't waste your chance to condemn someone who may get in your way. a helpful one gets in the way. Okay, alright. Dropping you more hints would be cheating. Shutting up now. Let me to conclude then. Each bound you say will influence the finale of your adventure. Each of them has their own goals and motives, and may so happen that those who seek a different ending survive, and then, well, you've been warned. Need to account and will be careful. I resisted all too, huh? Tell them all to fuck off. And just do your own stuff. Now, yeah, let's open this stuff. Okay, that's the inventory. No, it was about you.
Perhaps old Gimsky is setting a trap for this newly arrived Haruspex.
Victor Kane, famous Dr. Dankovsky. Arrival is a great honor for us. Victor Kane at your service. Neil Dankovsky at yours. First, the things that have become ordinary for us will probably make you feel uncomfortable and disturbed, and I would like to compensate for that impression. You know, our small community fallen out of the loop. Time leaves us behind. What do you mean? I mean the traditions. Games that we play with passion will most likely be of no interest to you. People you meet here may seem eccentric, naive, or even somewhat deranged. Please take it easy on us. Don't judge us too strictly. I'll be able to work in an atmosphere of mutual trust.
I feel as though my blood is getting thicker. An omen, is it not?
He told me everything. To say he told me very little. Enough to astound me. Maintenance he can provide a more detailed account. So you agreed to help us. I have. I ask why. Killer's goals seem to align astonishingly well with the goals of those who have been waging war against my work for years. Share a tragedy, want the exact vengeance upon the one that robbed me and my work of a future. To solve a puzzle, huh? Astonishingly well with the goals of those who have been waging war against my work for years. To answer any question you may have, Simon last seen. Sent visitor home. Then an hour later he came to this hall to see us, announced his plans to withdraw to the focus and receive the one. Told us not to approach the focus and to fast for a week, partaking of neither meat nor water. Then in the morning he was found dead. Was he found? Servants discovered him in the morning. The room had been ransacked. Everything that was breakable had been broken. Disfigured, contorted body bore signs of terrible suffering. Neck was twisted, spine broken. I think. No one's touched the body. Is currently inside the focus and will remain there for the prescribed amount of time. This focus place? Hard to explain. It's his study, if you will. An extraordinarily spacious creative laboratory. Almost perfectly sealed off except for the door that was visible at all times, metaphorically speaking. Don't understand. That's like an equation or a mirror puzzle. Anyway, the murderer could not have been hiding there. Take my word for it. Someone to get in there somehow. He could perform far more impressive feats. There's a reason why the whole town revered him. If Simon exists at all. So how can I help you? Go look around, trust the intuition, do whatever you like, speak to whoever you feel the need to. Look for the murderer, Doctor, and you will find them. Keep looking till the last breath. I'm sure your rational thinking will help you. Townsfolk can help me with this. Donna will advise you better there. Name is Maria. Several days she's been obsessed with some design that is somehow related to your arrival. Don't be surprised she knew beforehand that you were coming. Not surprised, really, that's good. Anyway, Marie believes that several bound people will play a special role in your fate before you leave this place, of course. Perhaps it is them you should ask for help first. Isidor Burak. Showy, but you must be careful. Simon's murderer, whoever they are, could not be an ordinary person. Can't imagine them even being a person. Fear it could only be fate wearing the guise of a mysterious monster. Be careful. Oh, that's where the guy is. The opposite side, alright. Can we also check that focus place, though? That would be probably kind of nice. Probably kind of nice. 1 second, be right back. Some gibbers, some gibbers. Importing the data from the previous game. Actually, I don't remember they mentioned that really. I'm gonna get 5 hours a day. Think it's gonna be enough. Think that's gonna be enough. Think that's gonna be enough. Thought it will be. Thought it will require some more, to be honest. To be quite honest with you. 1 second. Alright. Yeah, if you just push the main quest and then some for extras, but you want more, you want more. You want to have 100% save? I doubt it's gonna be like, you know, the actual where everything is important. I think the main thing usually that you port with the save files is like, you know, the main story stuff. Like the important thing is like the choices you made, basically, I guess. Like the side things usually don't really matter. Like it's not like you're gonna port your character with everything you have. If that is even an option. KCD, Steve. We're not sure if there is a way actually to import or export the save. I do not remember that. 100% 10 hours a day then. Monkeys. That's a lot of hours, That's a lot of hours, Alright, I'll save it, Reno, just in case. Thumbs up is not bad, Free food. Feels good, man. Can we go to where that focus was, brother?
It is far easier to be wise.
Okay, I see. Oh, this door. Oh, this dialogue. I see, but you can't port anything. Alright. No porting there. Oh, I assume there is no way to get into that focus then.
So the Saburovs have offered patronage to some changeling. Who is she?
Examine the brother's body. Sent for Isidora Burak's most accomplished apprentice, name is Stanislav Rubin. What a resolute and talented man this Rubin is. Great expectations of him. I'll bring everything you need and you'll examine the body together. Sent for Isidore himself. He wasn't home. In fact, he was nowhere to be found. Isidore Burak has disappeared. I would suspect foul play, but Burak is known to disappear in such a manner. Sometimes he's gone for several days. Sometimes for several weeks. A rumor has it that he explores the steppe, going as far as the herdsman's landings by the Egiagola rise. Sorry, doctor, but our family traditions were cherished for as long as the family has existed. One of such traditions requests the dead to be left alone for 24 hours. Body is not to be seen or touched by anyone. Period of deferral will be over by tomorrow. Where did it come from? Several occasions, excessive haste has led to undesirable consequences. The phenomenon that Isidora had invited you here to study, it is in our blood. This physiological trait of our family shows itself from time to time. Quite intriguing. Examination of the body will not help you in any way. This puzzle has to be solved within your mind. Not able to, or even allowed to, tell you any more than that. Believe me, I'm not trying to conceal any evidence from you. The body is kept in the ice house and is intact. But focus may not be breached. Alright, sure. I'll elevate then. Some OP shit they give you in the early game. Well, I mean, worst case, you just kinda, you know, skip that. Don't even use that. And what is a empty bottle is there? Even if they give you that stuff. Bricked in windows. But war. The dormitory. The prosectorium. A pony's rolling now there. A pony's rolling. Guess not everyone's marked on the map, and we can need to figure some of them. I'll get some. Doesn't seem like there's a lot of doesn't seem like there is a lot of hints anyway. What was the journal and stuff? Oh, Q, alright. Letters L, P. Oh, list of the bond even had to separate, okay. C. Yeah, this one. A dead man's own family may not want it more than I do. And desire to punish the murderer to eradicate them, no matter if they were acting on their own account or at the behest of the powers that be. Whoever they were, they picked the moment far too well. Burak's guidance, alright. So this one. This one I don't think I've seen there. But I guess we'll figure that out. I go that way then. That's what this does. Hunger, exhaustion, all that. And we're kinda alright for now. Go through there. And nice, Steve, nice. Got the mega edition even. Feels good. Do something with like the regular houses. Nope. Well, not all of them at least. That's what we're feeling on the boat list then. A bottle of spring water. Well, the hidden spring is a cathedral stone spring. Water from the latter used to be sacred, but the locals are worried about drinking due to proximity to burial grounds. Which water do we have there? That's the real question. Si potesse, the OP freebies. Are you? What are you using that? Town theater. Let's see this house maybe first. It better be good, I mean, hopefully, man, hopefully. Seems like it kinda should be, to be honest. This one a bit brighter here on the map. I mean, we can still kind of go in. No, not really. Expect it to be somewhat broken. I think so. No, I mean, I wouldn't really be surprised. It shouldn't be too bad, though. It doesn't seem like it, at least. Seem like it should be decent. Oh, the shelter. Who's the D1 here? You, I guess, then.
It's nice to see you.
Person came to Maria Karina in a dream. I recognize you straight away. There's a lot of rubble, and this is the shelter. Always welcome here. Daniel Dankowski. My friends now. I prefer being friends with everyone. So few people out in the street. Everyone is either sleeping or dreaming. The order of attire is something else this year. Can't get away from it. Neither walls nor cloth nor glass can help you escape the mind-numbing vapor. See a headache? Badly. Nice that you can sleep all day at times like this, but the nightmares are horrible. You can only imagine what kind of hell the mistresses are going through. The mistresses? Mistresses of the town, we call them the Dream Mistresses. Kaina, Algimskaya, Saburova. Now, after Victoria's and Nina's departure, it's their daughters who are trying to see the future. They are far less impressive than the mothers for now, of course. Marie is probably the best. You're frowning. It's a melancholic mood. Way too used to playing the game of tragic predictions, trying to arrange everything back to order. Happy to help you if I can.
No. A town like this can't give birth to a killer.
A doctor, wonderful one at that, a celebrity medic. Everyone in our small town knew that the famous doctor was coming here. I'm very glad you really have, because I want you to do a certain good thing. Can I ask a favor of you? I mean, maybe. Or insane gaming, they're done indeed. When's your insane game? When's your insane game? Hey, Sigiello. How we doing, man? What are you doing, sir? Sure. Years ago, child death rate went through the roof here. 6 people died in a week, 10 or so came down to serious illnesses. Made us worried, but unfortunately we couldn't find the cause straight away back then. In the end, it turned out that children were dying because of a game. Kind of game killed children. They were playing, what did they call it? Well, it was some kind of medical game, stealing medicine from the adults and making some diabolical mixture out of it. Then they healed each other with it. Back then the game just faded into obscurity, but now I've heard that they were contemplating doing it again. Someone already been poisoned them. What for? Try to ask the kids, but they don't trust us. They think we want to put an end to this dangerous game because we're mean and stupid adults and simply don't get it. So your arrival has come in very handy. Play with them and gain their trust? No, it's much simpler. There's a house somewhere in the town, either abandoned or just unoccupied, and that's where they play hospital. That's where they store their horrible mixtures, and please use a standing and your celebrity name to put an end to this game. A Capella, Gimski's daughter, believes that the house will be unlocked today. Well, I think I kind of know where that house is. Bella mentioned it's next to one of the ruins. Friend couldn't hear them properly. I've seen those stone stairways to heaven. Think you might even be able to see the house you're looking for from Eva Jan's window. Most importantly, it should be unlocked. Around here, even ever leave their doors unlocked. In exceptional cases or emergencies, yes we do, but generally houses are supposed to be locked up because they are occupied by several families. People aren't scared of losing their own belongings, but they care about their neighbors. Now that everyone's so afraid of the bad eater, of course everything's locked. Doing good, see you doing good. Doing pretty good. See what I see. I'm looking for that dankness. Looking for that dankness. Alright, well, I think I might know where that is. Maybe. Well, if we can do that, actually. Should be able to see it from the window. Well, yeah, that seems kind of like this one, then. Bricked in windows. I'm not so sure, though. Near the ruins, you say? Let's see if that's the one. So back to the bridge, yeah? That's not where we go. Well, actually I can follow on the river then. Oh man. Well, actually maybe still can. The PP hope to, huh? Okay, nice. Oh, okay, fine, maybe. Still somehow, and come on, dude. Just let me pause. Come on, man. Nice skip. Fine, then we go through here, I guess. That's better in every way, that's even worse. Probably will be something going there. Probably will be something going there. Completely no jink doesn't sound plausible, man. Ani troszkę. Know all about you, huh? The border, I see. So happy about. Let's call it the unseen cat when I come see her. Do you find such cats? A famous pale cat, eyes like translucent emeralds, fur is grey and her body is completely transparent. You can see its bubbles still. Light passes right through her. Very pretty, but most importantly, she's invisible in the dark. Rodents can't hear her. That's how light her step is. It belongs to the pale obtuse. The what obtuse? It's no use. I know you won't believe me anyways. Just come over and see the cat for yourself when it gets dark. It's by 12 warehouse. Password is hell froze over. Sure. Checking some trash bins. The classic. So much about you. So gloomy. Grandpa to get better, said without him. Grandpa's sick. Grandpa's dead. Grandpa Simon is sick. No one plays with me now. Grown-ups never let us into their games, neither do the boys. The little ones, didn't he? Loved, why do you put it like that? He still loves us, and he always will, even the naughty ones. Sure, of course. Hey, Sook. I mean, it is still kind of start, I guess. To get the supply of water there, I guess, in all those bottles, Get some water here too, alright. And that's the house. Doesn't seem like it. Yeah, maybe.
Don't tell me that's not what you were expecting.
From here, well, not surprised. Suppose you're not too surprised by the fact everyone knows about you either. The rumor of your arrival spread like fire. Where we come. Some sightseeing. Killer incident yesterday by the spleen. The children are playing in the mud as usual. Then suddenly they ran away from the sandbox and the parents noticed that their hands were smothered in blood. None of them were wounded. Neither were any of them surprised. Solution to the puzzle, huh? Where the dolls came to the place where the children had been playing, they found nothing unusual there, only sticks and stones. What do you make of it? Children play peculiar games. To me, the person of a skeptical mind. Vladislav Haligimsky, the younger one, of course, and you are, of course, Daniil Dankovsky. Nice to meet you.
We promise according to our hopes. We perform according to our fears.
Flushed 2 yesterday, Sok, then. How so? How so? News for you that should prove to be of interest. Seem to be looking for the killer, right? Yes. To briefly explain a few things to you, I've already been told what a termitary is. Nope, have not. Termitary is a huge bunkhouse where the Bull Project workers live. Although living is the wrong term for it, they nest. The nesting is a commune with a rather simple way of life. Could without reservation be called savage. The Bull Project, a whole industrial system of the town from the abattoir to the goods station. Do you care to listen as to why I wanted to see you in the first place? Very much so. Get the point then. A case of a pointless, aimless unrest occurred in that hive mind's nest. The workers there are prone to lashing out from time to time, like bees frightened by a storm. They rage, they howl, they gnaw at each other. An unsightly image of a boss uprising. That's exactly what's going on there right now, isn't it? Precisely. Wait, tell me this. Right, secured in the cemetery several times before. Mob goes crazy for a few days, then they calm down just as unexpectedly, and all of them at once. The sudden calm is just as void of reason as the unrest that had set them agog previously. Having a certain experience with the Kian, we simply block the entrance to the zoo off until the riot defeats itself. What is this Kian? The Kian is, well, doesn't matter, it's hard to explain. Our whole so-called society, the baby-headed biology. We should lock them up beforehand. The evidence of an upcoming outbreak of mass lunacy becomes obvious in advance, and the cemetery's Father Superior informs us of it. Father Taichik has recently passed. Curious coincidence, don't you think? Mass anarchy. Anyway, a member of the Kian managed to run off into the town while we were busy taking measures. The killer? Think you and I can help each other, Doctor. I'm looking for the killer and I'm sure it is a runaway butcher. Title of a half-man suits him very nicely. The Kanes claim that Simon has not been killed by a human hand, don't they? Now the family doesn't need unnecessary unrest in the town. This butcher can babble devils know what. His mind is most likely clouded with insane ideas. Concerned about public order? Because we are rulers. It has nothing to do with charity, trust me. We're in charge of production after all. If the unrest becomes serious, the factories will stop, the project will start failing, and we have contracts. We'd lose money. I'm surprised I have to explain this to you. I'll look for this runaway butcher. Most likely being harbored in a suspicious house. That's in the crude sprawl. Yeah, my father is a man of a rather hard-handed disposition and quick-tempered to boot. If he finds out the crude sprawl is concealing a fugitive, he will make a mess. Pointless brutality serves no one. I'm looking for peace rather than blood, I'm telling you. Show me the house. That's the house there. Alright. Let's see, so I see. Interesting. Can you check? It said about the window. Where can that be? In the ruins. Like that is not the one. No, there's some ruins here, I guess, too. It's a bonfire. There's another one there. The Bachelor, the Bachelor here. Is that the ruin then? Some house should be open there. That actually does seem like the one she described there. House by the staircase ruin, so that seems kinda like the staircase ruin at least. Something interesting in the staircase ruin. See, so okay, see, how that thing. Is it in such state? Alright, so there should be a house nearby here. I guess right next to it also, kinda. Which house would that be? I mean, it does seem like something here. And it should be open today. This one mentioned also the warehouse there. Yeah, it should be this one, seems like, though. This one would also do, but that wasn't the one. That was a different guy there. None of this open. No, there's no other houses here. Yeah, right by the ruin. Nothing here. What about the warehouse there, actually? A warehouse 12, wasn't it? Actually, maybe that's the one. Wait, stash. In the house by the staircase ruin. The stash in the house by the staircase ruin. So it should be like some sort of house we can actually even enter, I guess. I totally know how it is here. Day on, first one. Just the beginning. Just the beginning. The stash in the house near the ruin. Let's see, we will need to enter that probably or something. It wasn't any of those. That's the one thing where we need to go there at night that they mentioned. There what's missing on the favorite game. Seems like it, seems like it. So rather than to be with stew them, none I could the wet by whistle gladly give you an anything on earth in exchange for a gulp of chilly spring water. Have water now, have bandages. When does the border even go here? It doesn't seem like the guy even has anything, really. Okay, fine. Take 2, I guess. I don't know what it's gonna even do. No, he got some water, but... Sure they didn't get any bandages from that, I guess. Let's check this one. Let me check this setting though. Stash. Where the stash can be. Oh wait, wait, there is more. Ah, this one maybe then. Let's have lost another one there. Sup? Man, a man told him to escape straight away without tossing a coin. So with your head, personal protective equipment reflects valuable thoughts back into my skull so that I don't lose them along the way. Scares people away quite nicely too. We're just hanging here, you know, we're on a combat mission. Well, we were, and then we totally blew it. So... No, we're supposed to find the Schmouders now. Do we seriously need to detain every little kid on the street? What do we bother with them for? We can't take the Schmouders by force. Bullying is against the rules, and Khan would totally bite our heads off for that. Schmouders? Oh, powders. Schmouders. Schmouders is a sedative mixtures. They invented during the first outbreak. The original ones were made by a catchfly, but they were no good. Disease would pass, but the person would pass away along with it. But then Beaker's brothers made some nice ones. Crow foods weren't too shabby, and neither were flankies. It's the first outbreak. 5 years ago, something really creepy happened the cruise crawl. People fell sick one after the other, and rapidly too. The whole district got infected in 24 hours, and house after house, and people would burst into sickness like matches burst into flames, and then like matches they would burn from the inside. I was a little kid back then, 6 years old, but I frequented the tower already. Then nothing, and little to no casualties among the children. We were in the tower when it all began. But some kids just had to get out and make themselves busy with the whole outbreak business. Invent Schmouders, for example, and it worked. It all went on for several days, and then sort of withered all by itself, but the Schmouders stayed. Speak to the inventors of Schmouders. Nope, Beaker's brothers have grown up and left. Catchfly and Crowfoot died during the tests back then, I mean. This is why Schmouders are so valuable. You can't reinvent them. You need to know the ingredients. And when you left... The single Schmouder that we know of had been stashed away in a safe place here, so that no one would poison themselves, but here we are, no Schmouders. Then cross your mind to play Epidemic. Said no one left, alright. So I guess they kinda all gone then. Make the old gun then. Submission technically done then. The mask nothing to go up at really. But the one for intimidation factor. Completely relaxed. Let's have any schmouters left there. The alpha tablets. Oh, they can actually even like be a bit mad if we're using that stuff there. There's a second one there too. And the one I've been already talking to, huh? Not with this one. I found this place, sir. Dealing so funny. Children are funny creatures, half human, half something else. Our reader world is off limits to the adults. They can't see our real faces just as you can't touch our dreams. Which is why we need these scary heads. See how it all works? You here and have no idea why that is. I'm playing here, I'm rehearsing actually, also looking for something. We need it for the game, nothing special, just some junk. Again, try to be honest this time. Yeah, well, it can't be fixed now anyway. Alright, I'll tell you. Who knows, perhaps he'll even be of help. The kids are in danger. I've got him came here to get schmouters, but someone has already looted the cash. Maybe it was Capella's doing. He's probably distributed them among her minions, the pagan. How is it dangerous? The little ones are playing Epidemic again. They wanted to get their hands on these damn schmouters so very much. So now we need to catch the kitties. And I mean all the kitties in the town, one by one, and pry the schmouters from their hands. See, the common opinion is that schmouters can cure all kinds of ailments and stuff, but in truth they are deadly. They're produced in the first place then. The adult will be severely poisoned, they'll be bedridden for a week or so, and that's it, but it spells doom for little kids. Children supposed to cure themselves then. Children? All children should come to our polyhedron, they'll be safe there. The polyhedron. The specular tower on the other side of the river. There is no death, no grief, no boredom, and no disease there. That is proven for certain. Only dumb heads leave it voluntarily, if you ask me. You have to be an absolutely thick and heartless creature lacking any semblance of imagination to refuse something of the sort. I get the general gist. No children in our place is no more fun anyway. Okay, so someone already using that stuff here. Nothing here. Good day, General. How we doing, man? I need to get more monitors then, yeah. Get the monitors, man. I'll watch everything. And the empty one. I looted the cash, now the poison is out in the streets, thousands of packages of it. I got a sample of the schmouter, Lara would be happy to take a look at it. Food gear. Alright, good, huh? That stuff's done then. More insane ruins, huh? I might as well, I guess, report to her. Come back, portable. The walk was nice. How we do, Daejeon? How's the life, Sora? Nothing or two about life. So Barisolop have begun. Crushing below the soul in the halls has been prepared. Almost 70 dog heads. No one will escape their doom. Soul in the halls and dog heads. Soul in the halls have a soul and a half, and the dog heads have dog heads. And as you can see, it's a clash of ideas, a matter of principle. It's an us or them situation. There'll be no mercy. Got some fierce games. Game to some, destiny to others. Hope you avoid manslaughter. Team winners for work already. And to get the third one, even more. Sigma Omega grind set. I see, I see. That sounds good, man. That sounds good. Don't the grind much. Cathedral in the central square. The central square at all, Bridge Square. The central square is at the speed of yarn one. Called Bridge Square, because first no one knew where it was going to be the tower, so the plan was to create a square that would be completely situated in a very large bridge, like that wide. They would make a fun fair there. Tower is quite more compelling. Of course it is. I mean, there could have been magicians at the fun fair, but the tower is way more exciting than any magic tricks. Why is that? Well, because masterfully evaded the question. Hyped for third monitor, got rid of it after 4 months. I mean, I still have one laying around here. Not a portable one that was kind of for free, thanks to PPA Garbinian post. It's just laying here, I'm not even connecting it. It's nice, but it's like very situational, I guess, let's put it that way. Not always you really do need it. And the portable ones are kind of simple to get. Not super expensive, quite convenient. Maybe you know something else that I don't know yet. No, that's the one with the cat there. Somehow got an opportunity to catch their breath. That is good. Everyone will have the time to prepare. Otherwise, we'd have to mourn our boys and the halves would be orphaned. Souls and halves, just to catch a name, not consist because each of them has a familiar cat, dog, crow, or a grass snake. Half a soul more than a normal person or a normal animal. The game, it's a lifestyle that's larger than life. If you join the soul and halves, you have to adopt a pet. As you raise it, you change. Then when it's grown, it gets the other way around. Your half begins to take care of you, and so you're always together, bound forever. If the animal dies, I don't know, no half has ever died before. What kind of soul and half are you if your familiar can die? They wouldn't take you in the first place. Naturally. Let's see. Got you.
No. A town like this can't give birth to a killer.
We found it. Cash already been looted. The terror. One specimen of the schmouters. Well, there were no schmouters there though, really, I think. Or actually... let's throw it into fire. Reimburse you for this loss. shall we? 2 views later, should we keep some of them? It does the yellow. I think might be overused there. Now let's keep that, just in case. Keep the poisonous powder for myself. Strange feeling that it might be useful soon enough. Alright, then we have the beast-like fugitive, but we also haven't checked on the main guy yet. Anything else with you?
My heartbeat is uneven. I am sick at heart.
Yeah, just chilling here, sure. Fine, let's go to the house there. Which one was this one? That one I think is not really... not the bound one, but I mean, might as well. What did we get there? The protective gloves. What was the equipment actually there? Inventory, character status. No, I guess it's kind of there then. Does it equip it? No, that drops it. A drop-in doesn't sound like the idea here. Get this way maybe. This is the schmoder. It's a randomly chosen drugs, most antibiotics. Schmoders are created to plague. Random recipe produces an unexpected result. The powder completely removes the effects of scent plague infection, but severely damages health. Let's see. Immunity booster. There is the morphine. A Mirador, painkiller. And there's some food gear. The hook. Let's see, alright. Can't trade, huh? No, there's more of these ruins still all over the place, alright. About you here. Yeah, for my poor children, how my dear is doing? Everything alright? Women's share is hard. Curious down here. Tired of the endless construction work. I want some quiet. A lot of construction going on. Not a lot, but I cannot shrug away the feeling that the world is changing all too quickly. Rulers invite architects from the capital and they turn everything upside down. Fun for the children, but a torment to us. Tidy little town. This here exactly? Yeah, just a battle. This insane cottage here.
My chest seems to be filled with cotton wool.
Lost any capacity for observation. Mine is out of 2, and things no longer add up. Before I have no trouble forming a trustworthy tessellation out of the most imperceptible contingencies. Now I simply cannot get my head around it. Could it be that I'm dying? Weapons on people are tired, eh? Definitely means they're about to die. No, Herba Tavirine is in blossom, I grant you, but then it blooms every year. Every year the steppe is filled with its stupefying vapors. The issue I'm having, however, has nothing to do with fatigue or perplexity, and it is just that I've lost my ability to make distinctive events coincide. Herb is that. And what preternatural traits the locals ascribe to it, Twire is all heady aroma, bunch of superstitions and remarkably little else. It has psychoactive properties after a fashion, but then so does simple wormwood. Visions caused by ingestion of belladonna or a Jimson weed are much more fascinating than what Twire has to offer. Pity I'm not a botanist.
This girl is a changeling. She's not the murderer.
So I traveled all the way here only to find that both people you wanted to see were brutally murdered. This how the story goes. To hope that your visit is not in any way related to these most unfortunate circumstances. Both? I didn't see another one yet. Find out so much about me in 1 minute talk. The end of
As
the
the
dialogue there,
mind
alright.
endeavors to reach one goal, the heart insensibly drags us towards another.
Like Eva Jan, very much. Wouldn't be much of a stretch to say I absolutely admire her. Same here. Okay, this one is not
My
very
arms
talkative
are
there.
flaccid, as if made of cotton wool.
Meet anyone who can help me in the slightest way to find a killer. Have any relevant experience? They know how a murderer may be found. Hunt the killer of all killers in my laboratory. Incidentally, more than possible that the killer is hiding in the house of one angel. A thespian of sorts. Now here is another woman worthy of attention. In fact, I heard some ghastly man covered in blood was seen entering her house today. The woman is the Santa Angel. Struggle to imagine a person whose name is less reflective of her inner self. An unforgiving description, unforgiving but fair. Hannah affects to be suffering, but her hypocrisy is all too easy to see through. If she was genuinely wanted for the February riots or for the caravan, she would have been found years ago. She manages to trick her destiny for now, but her luck will run dry soon enough. And what caravan? The Ace of Diamonds caravan. It left a ghastly imprint on her, the way it did with everything it came close to. Still, I'm not entirely positive whether Anna has traveled with the caravan or not. She's a singer, allegedly. The caravan comprised entertainers of different persuasion. But is she really an actress? This remains to be seen. Seems peculiar is how artificial and how contrived this dark secret appears to be, as if it were a disguise. Could she be afraid of? She lives in the mansion that once belonged to a family of exiles whose political views led them to a far-out town like ours. Because of some ill-conceived sense of camaraderie, they were happy to give shelter to a runaway actress. Soon as she told them she was persecuted by the powers that be. A few years later, they died, suspiciously if you ask me, leaving a Willow Mellow, their daughter, in the care of their companion. Willow died soon thereafter. Mysteriously. They all died of natural causes, allegedly, even though Willow was buried in a tightly closed coffin. The body was examined by Isidor Burach. However, and he is not a man who would cover up a crime. Anyway, you would do good to take a look at the house yourself. The mansion is known as the Willows. It stands by the gullet in earth. Okay. Sure. Something else there.
I'm afraid it's natural. Simon was doomed.
Alright, give another hint, sure. Sorta, but not exactly the hint, we'll see. Moving, keep moving. And then the stores. And more ruins. Let's see if someone is bartering something good also. And that's this one. I'm gonna mend my clothes, my dear. Alright, just pay her. Okay, I see. Yeah, we don't need any of that. It's just to restore durability. The gloves are quite fine right now. For now, at least. So, here. And that's the one I see. How about you too? The same one too. Okay, basically. Oh, with the house 12. That was, I think I saw that one. That's some of the people I will need to meet there too. Oh yeah, some of these too. Factory building is thought I saw it somewhere. That's later, I guess we'll see. The Magic Katerina Alexander Saburov. Someone super important, but still we can check. How about you there? Once again, no one's asking us. Gotta smoke. Nah, this guy's repairing stuff. Alright. Nothing is sus. Keep going after the wrong people. What about you, Doc? Can you tell about anything Mara when you see her? Absolutely cruel. Everyone's going mad for her. Anything what? Body's looking for Amara. Well, they say no one believes in her, but everyone's keeping an eye over their shoulder. Know how they paint Mara? There's a girl warming her hands up with her hair loose, all light and nimble, and then she bends back, peeks at you, and bam, her face is all twigs. Haha. Recognizing her is very simple. Hopefully, there was this guy 5 years ago too, and he'd recognize her easily too, and she walked by him, maybe behind him, right to his very house. Closed the door behind him, but she slipped in, and well, 4 coffins off at the front porch, and yesterday too. About yesterday? Oh, come on, I'm an adult man. On the other hand, the pigs fly and all you know. If Simon can live for 200 years, why can't Tamara suck his life out? Using her twigs and sipping straws. Borderline feral here. Funny man, Pop. A way to think. Fancy house time. So New Year, alright.
What?
The proper way for a duel to end is with the death of one of the fighters. That's what battles are supposed to be. A conflict that has 2 sides inevitably turns into a battle of good and evil. The black and white mentality, are you telling me this? Not speaking metaphorically or metaphysically, I'm talking about a very particular battle. You're one of the combatants, Bachelor. Bachelor Dankovsky. Do you favor good or evil? Too vague a question. Cannot be more coherent. Details distort the core essence. They devalue the words. I who is to adjust the details along the way.
The wheel of my fortune has touched me in a dream.
The brave bad Bachelor Dankovsky. Why? This fight is very unlikely to end in your favor. Does the clay and bone matter leave traces of the kind you witnessed? It's only a spell, an illusion, and they just prefer to see it this way. It makes it easier for them. And no details of my fight in advance. Don't point at the killer by nightfall, and then the killer will strike you down as well. Simply won't be able to recognize them. You won't notice them crawling up to you. Somehow you'll be very surprised upon seeing their face, and that will leave you paralyzed. How do you know all this? I'm clairvoyant. It's the nature of your visions. Should not be your primary concern at the moment. You should concern yourself with the number of minutes you have left, and that number is dwindling. Don't throw predictions around them. Others will tell you how often they have come true. Do heed my words. Fine. I think more useful though.
Simon, to tame his impertinence, Earth had disgorged a monster from deep within its bowels.
Thinks Simon Kane death was unnatural. No, not at all. How could someone who had observed all our blood not die? Single man cannot handle that. There are limits to a living being's vitality, and there are limits to the world's patience. I mean by limits to living being vitality. I'm used to drink human blood. So transformed our town into a single whole living being. He was the heart, and we were the blood running through the town's veins. We radiated his light, and that's why we used to shine so brightly. But the bound are actually bound to Simon. The limits of the world's patience. I cannot elaborate upon this, I can only feel it, as if this was a heavenly wrath, the payback for all that he had done, and the world couldn't stand it anymore. The world must have made someone its weapon. Who is to blame for his death? Even if someone did have something to do with it, is that person worth blaming? Most likely they didn't even realize they were killing someone. Yes, that is how it was, and now I see very clearly. Clairvoyant.
Yes.
Okay, let's see. Step on the area. And is under a beautiful sea here somewhere. There's some other entrance then. Seems like it.
This Haruspex is trying to prove his innocence. It's a no-go.
So finally get to see you. Yes, you really do look like a messenger several times. In any case, welcome to the road. A meeting is quite significant in a way. Facing the changes with open eyes and taking their first blow is my duty. Especially on Happy Era. No grim events have clouded our existence since last summer. The country has cured its war wounds. Commercial communications have been repaired. Astrologists expect nothing ill. Do you hold astrologist's opinion in high regard? The planets have an obvious effect on our life, however, I do not think it's humanly possible to gain any profit from that. And the pleasure speaking to Zora. I'm a ruler. Astrology can be very curious, but I cannot allow it to influence my decisions. I have to act according to factual circumstances. Would you agree? Definitely.
No, I can't stand it much longer.
I've come to meet with Simon, haven't you? What can I do for you now? Again, look, Sam, that was my fault.
The outcome was to be expected, I'm afraid. Simon was doomed.
About the weapons, just finished distributing the remaining weapons to patrolmen sent to the Bone Steak lot. Rumor has it something brewing there. The rebel trying to catch the man-eater and all agog, but even if I had weapons, I wouldn't give any to you. Why in the world should I? Something brewing. They're going to lynch a woman, I think. There's this superstition circulating among the people. A myth of a man-eater from the steppe. A creature called a Shabnakadir. Supposedly, it can only take female form even though it's made up of all sorts of filth. Where am I a patrolman, though? Is this lot? The Bone Stake lot is located somewhere among the Bacalese, right in the middle of Earth, between the Tanners and the Skinners districts. Used to be a huge dump, and before that, the mob had used it for their barbaric gatherings. Some time ago, they reclaimed the dump and revived the tradition. Kind of dump. The dump's been there since the foundation of the termitary. Then construction of the Skinners and the hindquarters began, and the waste was still dumped in the lot. People grumbled at first, but then they seemed to calm down, and now recently they just quietly cleaned it out. Did the ways go? I had no idea. It's like they ate it up. They couldn't have buried it. It's against the rules. They're protecting the earth, those savages. But where did my patrolman disappear to? Maybe investigate it. You want to see the man here too? Don't. Those are just dirty rumors, most likely. Or you'll find some poor victim of a frenzied mob there. That's what the patrolmen are for. As for a better description, you can look for a huge upright boulder standing there since the beginning of time. A Neolithic artifact. Alright, sure. As useful as you can get, I guess. Nothing here. Alright, there's that one. MK HPLO. Peter Stamatin. I need Andrei Stamatin, I think. Getting some insane renovations there. That's outsider. Let's see. At the Ding Studio. Get him KHP
We
again.
easily forget those faults, old boy, which are... Old boy.
A reflection of my epiphanies in your eyes. Who are you, my long-awaited guest? Daniel Dankowski. Good person to drink with and talk to. I'll make no mistake by calling me Peter. Can call me Andrei too, just for the sake of diversity and won't be wrong either. Do you mean? Question time will be later. Let's drink some Twirin to our acquaintance, and don't you dare insult me by refusing. There's a retort in one of the cupboards, I think. I didn't smash it yesterday. I was so pissed. Sure.
Truth is foundation, and the reason of the perfection of beauty, old boy.
Well, not a good time to talk, however important the matter. Just doing the rounds, huh? Not very talkative, that
Your
guy.
face is fading away. Are you sick or something?
Not yet, then. At the mega studio there. I'll get to this one then. the cat, right? One of you, at least. So happy and such a cat. I think the bubbles. Alright, that was. And the pale up too is. Yeah, 12th warehouse. Pause for this hell froze over. Built the warehouse. Gonna be this one. The warehouse where the urchins are shift and not can reside. Yeah, maybe that's the one. Now we got the password how to get there, I guess. The Sticky's house. Who would that be? Not in the entrance, alright. It's the entrance though. The interesting house. Another passage there deeper. Oh, was but nothing again, alright.
Enough. I can barely stand. Am I sick?
What's your name? Well, Mysticky, everyone does. Live here on your own.
I can barely stand. Am I
Not a good
sick?
time to talk. I'll report the matter. I see. Alright, just doing the rounds. Okay, I'll need to go to this guy later. A little early here. Someone got a bonzo to loot. Alright, fine. Now go where we're supposed to go. It's gonna be faster this way, I think. Most likely. Okay, if I turn here, I'm not gonna be able to leave, probably. Feel the water. Okay, turn here. What's up, guys? Fall occurred here this night. No unauthorized access allowed. Inspecting the crime scene is strictly forbidden until further notice. Who has killed them? Well, you're not a local, sir, so you're unlikely to understand the loss we've suffered. Isidor Burach, the great surgeon, benefactor to us all and all-around skilled doc. Outstanding man, beloved and well-respected by us locals. You really always have to take the very best. What a foul time to live in. The very best? Well, who would have the heart to attack such man? If you had asked me yesterday, I've told you no one would dare to inflict such an ugly wound on this town. But if there is someone, it has to be just that, someone. Although it looks fishy if you ask me, that thing was no man, that's what I think. See, this murderous deal is all mysterious. There was a talon stuck in the victim's chest. Go ahead, bend your arm at the elbow, good sir. Yeah, like that. There you go. That's how long it was. It broke off. There was a dust on the floor, for the deceased had been a renowned step walker. And the dust was all covered in hoof steps, and like traces of a sharp bone, I guess. As if someone was using a walking stick around there. I'm telling you, it's her, the Shabnaka Dir, and the Clay Man-Eater. To inspect the building, I've been assigned to this post by Alexander, the head of the Sabura family. His house is in decline right now, but it's still a powerful and very much respected. For it is a day that's been responsible for maintaining worldly order and public safety in the town since olden days. Please kindly address your concerns to him. There's there a road. You just take the road up there and get to the keep. As for me, I'm not authorized to let you in. Alright, fine. All been there already. Guess we go again. Okay, I think if I go here, I'm not gonna be able to, so we go this way. The labyrinths, man. This should do. And that's the dead end, actually. Even though there's no wool on the mop. That apparently there is. Come on, dude. The mop is scamosa. The mega door there. Let me
The
go
outcome
again.
was to be expected, I'm afraid. Simon was doomed.
People guarding Isidore's house. There's a volunteer patrolman. I usually keep around 20 of them, but I've increased the number recently to 150 or so. They need so many. There's unrest in the cemetery. If I weren't certain that Isidore has been murdered by his son, I would even consider the crime to be politically motivated. Isidore was preparing to take over the Kian and become its leader, at least according to the information I have. It is the Kian, the steppe people who work in the abattoir, many of the factory workmen. Ignorant patriarchal pile that hasn't changed much since the Stone Age. Look human enough, but if you look closer, they are just beasts. Believe me when I'm telling you that I am not as snobbish in the slightest, but there is good reason to call them that. And always the air of person untouched by civilization. Goodness, there was an educated modern man compared to them. They revered him too. Got to know modern knowledge, but never left his people. A complicated man. May he rest in peace. But Isidore, I don't think you're aware of the fact that Isidore came to me last night, just after he had returned, and warned me that there were some ominous events ahead of us. I took that as an official warning about his upcoming takeover. So you took measures. Evidently, I mobilized the patrols and... See what you're implying, Bachelor, but I'm not insane. Engineering Isidore's murder, as a matter of fact, a strong independent kin under Isidore's rule would have been way more useful to me. Really, why? Because that would weaken the power of the Honorable Vladislav Algimsky, who is pocketed the economy of the whole town. You'd rather see the kin as a dumb and speechless herd, and come to think of it, well, I'm sure you understand where I'm going with this. Precisely what Georgi warned me about. We're not done here yet, though. It's been murder, yes. Looks like the murderer is always one step ahead of you, doesn't it? The same one that took Simon's life, too. At least that's the conclusion suggested by the information at my disposal. Same pattern, same signature. Any traces? Look, I haven't been there myself. I'm quite confident of interrogating suspects, especially since we already know who we are after. Can join the hunt, by the way. I can describe his features. Who is it then? You wouldn't believe it, his own son. The fellow came back after being away for quite a while. His father sent him to study surgery when he was but a greenhorn. Quite a lot he has learned, huh? A wandering scholar turned evil to the bone. All of that just to grab the inheritance. How do you figure that out? In all honesty, it's hard to explain that to an outsider like you. Do you believe in such a thing as clairvoyance, Bachelor? I mean, so far it did kinda work, I guess, so sure. Should get to know my wife then, or better yet, those who have already had opportunities to witness the power of her prophecies. Former doubters, first and foremost, rationalists. She's got something to say to you too, by the way. Wife called out Isidore's son specifically. Not specifically, no, but it all adds up. And the circumstances of Simon's death make you wonder too. Isidore's sounds arrived here last night. The timing speaks against him. It even matches the time it takes to get from the Crucible to Isidore's house. About the motive, is the type that needs no motives. Students these days know nothing of virtue and ethics, and admitting to humans are just hairless animals to them, or even a harmful virus infesting the environment. Cynical bastards. But I do apologize, didn't mean to offend you even by extension. Be so quick to accuse the Junior Burach, so you'll keep looking for Isidore's murderer. Will, is there anyone that can help me with that? Very few good analysts in our town. Everyone is more or less superstitious here, except for one Yulia Ludicheva. Perhaps a most level-headed and reasonable person. The only person to remain skeptical about Katerina's talents too. Without a shadow of a doubt, she has her own picture of events. She always does. That one we already visited. Came here with an engineering team when the town is being rebuilt. Did logistics or maybe communications? Not sure. They said she's a true expert in her field. Smart, yes, a polymath. Then the team left, but she stayed. She has my respect, but not my fondness. Alright, sure. We can talk to her, but then can I get the access to the body or something? I guess not. I guess not. Not looking for bodies, we're going through some other things. Something new to say.
Simon, to take...
I guess not really. Governor devoid of authority and his dying wife. Let's see. Oxer going for a walk, he's there. Alrighty. See ya, man. See ya. See tomorrow, probably. Going for a long one. Alright. See ya, man. See ya. Now we're gonna be watching Xbox today, so gonna be live for a bit more. Huh? Put it mildly, kinda. So you guys want me to visit her? I mean, good, I guess, sure. Yeah, they're not really letting you in anyway, so I don't know if it's even a good idea here. But let's try. I assume they're still not gonna let me though. These houses, man. This one's behind. Oh yeah, this way. Second guy is the same. No place for you to be, sir. I gotta leave, huh? Place is villainous and times are rough. Do my job, you do yours. Same with this one. Alright, let's see. I guess they're not gonna let you into. Let's try for savior. Kinda doubt it though. No, it's just locked. I see. I see. And this fire here. Oh, well. Got the witch already. That's the big list thingy. She gone. Rip. Got revolver ammo. And the revolver. Interesting. Where is this dang place? Can get to this one, I guess. Oh, there's the baubles. Alright, we can do that. More places to visit. What happened there, guys? Why she's not to burn, for she's made of clay. Wrong, all wrong. Harden she must and fall apart. Have you done? Just fucking burn someone. I didn't really see the who. And that's the house. So upstairs. Avoid. And the torch. Can we use the torch here? Sure, it was limited or not. Four times the speed, get half the price. Damn, quite the offer. This quite the offer.
Life is hard. I used to sing every evening.
It is really too much. Who the hell are you on? Why have you donned this dreadful outfit? Daniel Dankowski surrounded my outfit. Snakeskin, high performer, circus actor. Tamer, tell me the truth. A tamer after a fashion. I thought so. I need someone like that would pay me a visit very soon. How horrible. What's horrible? Everything horrible. He came to, you know, off the me, right? That's why I'm here.
Life is hard.
So that man, he's like dead, right? Oh wait, there's someone dead here. I guess come from. So scared, barged in here, all bloody. I thought he was sent here, but he didn't try to attack me. And look at those hideous wounds. It's like he was cut with precision to mangle the body as much as possible. Who would do something like this? Where did he come from? I was bumbling something to that extent. There's this hunt for Simon Kane's murder going on, right? Well, they mistook this guy for the culprit, even though he was actually a hunter, not a huntee. It was Simon's murder that wounded him so horribly, wasn't it? And the man himself is not the murderer. He was going after the murderer, and they tried to ambush him at the station in case he tries to catch a ride away from the town. And you know what? Their assumptions were correct. The guy did come face to face with the murderer there. Here's the result. He told you before passing away. Well, yeah, why are you so surprised? It makes sense for him to try and explain why he barged in anyway. Story was very haphazard though. Actually, he didn't say much at all, but I think I know what had happened. What do we do now? Just don't you call anyone here, okay? Please, I'm begging you. They find a dead man in my house. That's hard to explain, but I promise I'll do so later when we have time. I didn't kill him, I swear. I couldn't have mutilated him so horrendously. I'm so anxious all of a sudden. Many people would be more than happy to accredit this blood to my hands. They just need an excuse, a chance to grab me by the arm. And then they'll twist it so hard that I'll even confess. Just help me bury him, will you? Can see a spark of kindness in you. Go to the cemetery, tell the caretaker there's someone less than living in my house. And the caretaker won't go about asking unnecessary questions. She's much of a talker. People even used to think she was mute, but she's so kind, a true angel. Some people would gladly die to be taken care of by someone like her. Damn son. Shaldridge or something. It's the old caretaker died, another dark story, huh? Anyway, his daughter is the one who's taking care of the cemetery now. Name's Grace. She'll see to this dead man as though he was still alive and kicking. I mean, figuratively, of course. Kinda sus. I'll be listening to Entralin's story afterwards. Tell Keynes about this one. Fine. We could. That was the one. Well, we still need to get the body though. That completely wasn't anywhere here, wasn't it? It's like in a different room there. Well, actually, yeah, there it is. And we can't really do anything about it. Too many blood on the corpse. Hardly a drop of it belongs to the dead man. Our vagrant thespian has an enormous mansion to herself and keeps averting her eyes when addressed directly. And Victor K must be informed of these findings. Alright, sure, yeah, that we can do. So let's... we can check that one too. Return through her. Back there, I guess. Let's try. think dancers and stuff too. Oh, and this guy just trading. What the fuck is this? A gold ring, a silver ring, a watch. Oh, there's something you can borrow with, I guess. Flower. The whole pod there. Oh, dude was hungry.
Why do you all come here to gawk at me?
Dust my beloved capital on this man's feet. Ta-da, bet she must have met me. I think I had the pleasure of meeting you. Gonna be juggling nice at the table, It's with this guy. Remember the time when we got the better of those bastards, eh? And you sat there all quiet, but when the tables went down, you grabbed the shooter. I remember, very brave of you. Those were the days, and look at me now. Yeah, so we can pretend still, alright. I believe you left Hell Science, didn't you? Raised the mud and sentenced to death in 4 countries at your service. Rejoice and sing at those of you who are not looking for me to die. Sentenced to death for? I'm not going to believe it for my creations. The Down Gate, the Alley of Heroes Ensemble, the other stairway around. The house was specifically renounced by the World Association of Architects. Even though it's always been my little brother and me, I'm usually the one to take the beating. They confuse you too or something. Twins are the 2 sides of a single person. Each of them pulls in their own direction. Each sees their own side of things. 2 side by side someday.
That's it. There's nothing left here. Run. Run!
And not a good time to talk. How important the matter. Okay, let's see. Not yet then. Not this guy then. Not yet. Alright, fine, let's go to her. Okay, I can get to keep in the order of things, looks like. Exploring too much out of the way doesn't really work that well. Doesn't really give much. Alright, let's check on that one again. Some more. Actually, check what you have here. I think I did. It's the wrist. Exhaustion pumping slowly.
I'm afraid it's natural. Simon was doomed.
Both people want to see you brutally murdered. The visit is not in any way related to these most unfortunate circumstances. Saburov told me you have a gift for all manner of investigative inquiry. Certainly no better investigator than you. I never had a chance to search for a murderer before. The best I can offer is to fill in the blanks with whatever mysterious supernatural entities seem most fitting. Shabnakadir is the simple man scarecrow. I would have followed a different narrative. In this case, I would suggest Simon was poisoned by the Canes, I would have thought, but I know their family all too well. Their mutual loyalty is only rivaled by their arrogance towards anyone who is not one of them. Hold the princely sage who stands at the head of their family in the highest esteem. They believe that a single dishonorable act will tarnish their name for generations to come. I doubt any of them would have stooped to this, no matter whether they wanted to or not. Poisoned? Don't believe you understand what he died in focus really implies. Do you know what the Canes refer to as focus? Don't seem to grasp the semantics of the term. These are the Canes for you. These kinds of innuendos are their forte. And this focus then is like some sort of like got high and stuff. Focus is anything but abstraction, quite the opposite in fact. Governed by mathematically rigid regularities. You see, no one but the owner of a focus may get inside, and this can only mean that Simon had brought the killer with him, or rather within him, since no physical object may be brought into focus either. Now, do you know that? Who doesn't? The Canes are notoriously passionate about all manner of synthetic anomalies. They will never pass up the opportunity to devise a Kunststück that would allow them to warp space, challenge physics, or manipulate optics. Metaphysically, a focus can be compared to a camera obscura. Do note that the name is not unfitting. No, it's entirely impossible for someone to get inside. Not allowed to eat or drink. Well, he didn't allow it to others, but not sure about himself. Isidore had been stabbed. Stab does not even begin to describe it. Stark Rubin told Alara that Isidore was slaughtered by some object resembling of a humongous razor-sharp talon. What a riveting case. No wonder some people will start thinking of step monsters made of assorted bones. A claw-like object. Such was the topography of the wound, according to Rubin. Neither Alara nor B are quite able to colloquialize a term like this. You should speak with him directly if you wish to know the details. Make haste if you want to get a hold of him. Rubin is eager to join Simon as soon as possible. No pun intended, eh? So Rubin at the moment, mourning his master, I think. They are very close. Did investigate Isidore's house yet? They won't let anyone in there. Is that so? Well, this does introduce a different perspective. Did you say Isidore was the last person to see Simon? The question is, who did he see before? The sun had not yet set when Isidore returned from the steppe. However, he came to Simon well after midnight. The question naturally arises, where did he spend the missing few hours? Do you know all that? I think you still fail to grasp the entirety of your predicament. The rumors spread like wildfire here. One of the children saw Isidore come home. They were waiting by the entrance, eager to hear a step story or two. Prosecution of Isidore's son is based on the testimony of a child. That is what Saburov claims. Is Isidore seen with Saburov by any chance? Wouldn't Saburov of an upcoming storm? Alright, let me suggest then that while he was in the steppe, he saw learned something that he wanted to report to all three ruling families. In this case, either of the Olegimsky family should have been on his itinerary, especially since Burak was one of their own men. Really, definitely. The Bull project from the abattoir to the railway is controlled by Olegimsky family. Isidore's discovery had anything at all to do with the kin, Isidore would have certainly related to Vlad, so do make sure to pay a visit to the lump That's the name of Elgimsky Mansion. Another fitting name, wouldn't you agree? Let's see. That's the lump. Yeah, Rubin's Projectorium. Maybe we should try to go there before it's too late.
I should let some fresh air into the room, but I don't feel like it.
Alright, so I believe that I'm unable to pinpoint the murderer by nightfall, then I'm destined to become the next victim. My encounter with death is so inevitable that I should prepare myself for it. As ludicrous as it may be, the thought sends a chill down my spine. Following Isidore's wake, certain that the trail of his footsteps lead me to the crucible. Little doubt in my mind, Isidore was well acquainted with each and every family in power, and it was Elgimsky held Isidore's leash. Let's see. Well, let's go. Well, actually, they're kind of on the way, and then maybe we'll get to Ruben. Seems like we kind of need to make it to that guy today. By the looks of it. NPCs that I haven't seen yet. This one is the Suin one, right? Yeah, mend the clothes. Gonna visit those yet. Most likely will be kinda pointless to go in the places too early. Doing stuff in the garbo. More of the glorious bottles there. But the water ranger didn't really have anything to bother with them. Under the mansion. Seems like it. Here we are. The reviews are out. Ah, CSC. Time to do the research.
No, I won't believe in some earthen killer.
Here I see, huh? Bachelor Dankovsky, of course. Who else could be so dapper? I heard quite a lot about you. Taking a look around, be sure to check the state of the industry around here. We have our own ways. Curious, the current state of your industry. Come now, a complicated establishment with 1,000 years of history. Special approach is required to control such a colossus. See what I'm getting at, emissary? Just always leave room for improvement. I can see we're not really seeing eye to eye. The project is special, very special. That means common standards do not apply here. That would be very naive. Probably right.
Someone will have to be punished for this sin.
Getting everything back on track won't be an easy task. A matter of the Isidor Burak did. Are you implying? What is this a manner you talking about? Be so kind as to mind your own manners. I had nothing to do with it. Don't they say Isidor is murdered by a step demon, Shabnakadir? There was that thingy, a talon they fished out from the wound, eh? Yes, from a kids and weirdos, a respectable negotiant. Hard for you to believe, isn't it? He used to be hard for many. Take my boy, for example. A scoffer, if I ever seen one. Now even he believes it's real. It went off his head a bit. You're in the step now, esteemed sir. Eastern and backwards. The dead rise from their graves here. Clay dummies dance and bulls talk. See, not tempted at all. Not excited about all those AI features there? Damn, son. You know the step well, the son of yours. He rubs elbows with the rabble, the butchers, Odonge, shepherds, the gatherers, learns their tongue, collects their legends. He doesn't keep them in check at all. They even dare to come visit him within the premises of the town. If you see a worm creeping through the streets, he's definitely looking for my son. What's wrong with them visiting him within the premises of the town? They're dangerous, they're aggressive, and they hate everyone who isn't a step person. They'll jump you and kill you on the spot. They'll tear you up with their teeth and devour your flesh while you're still throwing fists at them. So if they are spotted within the town, countermeasures are taken. The son could give more info. Hold your horses. You want to talk to my blockhead? No, you have nothing to talk about. He's not here, thankfully. Don't want you two to beat, you heard me? These are tradesman words, and I'll stick to them. And undoubtedly. Sure, brother.
No. I won't believe in some earthen killer.
Isidor came by to see you last night. Don't try to deny it. So what if he did, eh? So what's the two of you been talking about? All I want to know is why he left to see Simon afterwards. Oh my, pray forgive me. So he wanted to bring me to heal that traitor, that bastard. Well, what he asked for was for me to stop the factory. How could I not kick him out? What were his reasons? His reasons are the bastard. He reasoned he'd pay a visit to my daughter. He knows full well how to pull my strings. Well, I told her to lock the door, so away he went none the wiser. A bastard. So he went to Simon, huh? Thank goodness my loafer of a son is hanging around somewhere, or else... Could have what? Huh? That, my dear and respectable friend, is none of your business. My property, like I said, is in order. See the skin and meat delivery reports. Do you know how hard? No way. It's my domain, whether anyone writes or not, and I'll have my way with them. A big guy here. Okay, I see. The Miaga Super 5070, I see. Yeah, for MSRP, some of those are fine if you skip the previous gen, I guess. Why not? Why not, right? Barely faster than your 4070 TS, I see. Yeah, it just looks good if you skip some generations, looks like. And if you get them with the MSRP, of course. Because, I mean, they cost the same as the previous gen, so... Why not? You know, why wouldn't, right? Why wouldn't you? But if you already have the previous gen, then yeah, maybe not the best. You always skip one gen. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Well, my theory that I was like talking before, right, already, is that nowadays it might be kind of not a bad idea to, instead of skipping gens, just picking, you know, the weaker model, but every gen, if possible. Just because of how, like, you know, DLSS now is switching versions every generations, right? Like, there's just way too much kind of impactful things that they're trying to refresh with every generation. So maybe instead of trying to go for like the strongest one in the generation and then making it last, you know, as long as possible, you just kind of like switch them more often. Con-in-law, aren't they? The older Elgimsky does his best to avoid any mention of his household. When I asked him what his son was doing, the honorable stock breeder momentarily lost his temper. Think that the son knows just as much as the father, and it will be easier to get him talking. But where can I find him? Well, that we know, actually. I accidentally already did get to beat him there. What is that? That one of those guys working on the factory. The donk running. I guess he's kind of just gonna lead us there, probably. Yeah, he said that if you see one of those in the streets, most likely looking for the sun, right? So, well, actually kind of walks in the weird ways, but I assume that's exactly where he goes, huh? I already know where he is, huh? The 60 cards are always kind of shitty, I see, huh? Well, yeah, and 70, refreshing 70 every season, every update would be kinda dang, I guess. Yo, brother, relax. What the fuck? I just want to get to the guy there. I need to fight this dude now, too. No, not the console. 1 KS. Holy, the damage is on this guy. Puke. Alright. I'm gonna see the death screen there. Okay. Yeah, I know where he is. We shouldn't follow this guy here, I guess. Kick. Well, good thing I was kind of saving down, even though this one was some time ago. Yes, we didn't need to fight this guy. I think it's also kind of unnecessary, really. You just go talk to his son anyway, just a week. Before this thing also. Fine, let's get the proper save. And we'll continue maybe tomorrow. Because, yeah, as I said, like the first look for tomorrow. Let's see. Yeah, I don't really have like that much. I need to like revise all the list and everything. Like I have some things, but nothing for, you know, the full stream basically. And most likely not going to be able to download everything anyway because my friend is on 24-hour shift today.